Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the brand new downtown super packs and whether or not they are creating a market crash in NBA 2K25. My honest opinion is that this week, from what I can tell so far, kind of not, but we're going to check and see a little more and look into it in this video. So before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. Obviously, out of today's cards that drop, I would say the most interesting of the attainable cards, being these, is Artist Gilmore. Mitch Richmond is decent but not spectacular and likely to be a bit overpriced for how good he is, although probably not that expensive. We're getting to the point that a lot of these not lower overall, but not as elite 100 overalls are becoming a lot more attainable in terms of their price tags. And Mark Price, let's be totally honest about this card. I wouldn't pay 10K for him, let alone whatever he's going for. You know what I mean? Like, this card's not good at all, and he's not going to adjust the point guard market at all. But Artist Gilmore is an interesting one because there is potential that he adjusts the center market a bit because of being another attainable high-level center option. And potentially, while I would say he is a great pickup in his own right, and if you're not a big man and you're wanting one who's going to be relatively affordable, provide you with size, a little bit of floor spacing, some athleticism, some defense, Artist Gilmore is going to provide that. But the other thing that he could potentially do is potentially affect the market on some of these other dark matters. Problem is, Dikembe Mutombo just seems to be holding steady regardless. Like, Mark Eaton probably went down a little bit this morning, although not a lot, to be totally honest. 448K with 3 legend badges with a minute left. It doesn't really look like these cards are being adjusted by this Artist Gilmore at all, really. I mean, Dikembe's price is as good, if not even a little better than it was yesterday. I sold my Dikembe yesterday with 19 or 20 Hall of Legend badges. I think it was 20 legends. And he sold for like 690 something, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I don't even remember. I posted the video earlier today, so I'll go check and see how much he sold for. But realistically, it's like, I don't know. I think when you look at these cards, the market doesn't seem to be changing at all, in all honesty, on these top tier cards, which I guess isn't completely shocking, but with 3.3% dark matter odds out of regular singles, you would have kind of expected the packs to maybe a little bit more inundate the market. The thing is, with top tier cards, the odds are just so low that I don't think it's shifting much at all. These packs have been out for about 3 hours, and I mean, yeah, there's a lot of Rudy Gays up, and there's still a lot of Gary Payton's up, who there was already a lot of. But guys like LeBron James, Dr. J, Magic Johnson, Wemby, Kawhi, Shaq, etc., there aren't very many of them, you know what I mean? So it doesn't look like there's like an inundation of the market of new invincibles or anything like that. I would say the same is probably for the most part true about 100 overalls, although less so. Again, 100 overalls are going to be more common to be pulled than these invincible cards, and it does look like 100 overall prices are definitely trending down, which I think is a good thing for people who are trying to pick up these top tier 100 overalls. The problem is the top tier 100 overalls really aren't trending down. The excuse me, Ben Simmons and Yao Ming and even other guys like Shaquille O'Neal or Kristaps Porzingis. How much is KP going for nowadays? Let's see. I mean, 1.7 with 2 hours left, 15 legend badges. Like, realistically, the top tier cards just seem like they're kind of stagnating in price. And honestly, my theory as to why I think that's happening is because, yes, I think we're still getting some impactful cards, but these last couple Friday drops have been a bit underwhelming in terms of the actual cards that have dropped in them. Both this drop and last week's Friday drop, which was I'm trying to remember what last week's Friday drop was now because I'm kind of forgetting. The Skylines drop, which was also not that insane in terms of the cards and packs. The Invincibles are good, LaMelo and Shaq, and then obviously this week's Invincibles, Carmelo, Magic, and Kawhi, who's not as good but still good. They're great cards, sure, but the hundreds besides Glenn Rice aren't extremely exciting. The Dark Matters this week were not exciting at all, and so yeah, Artist Gilmore helps today as a good attainable Dark Matter, but I think what we're seeing happen right now is that the market isn't actually dropping all that much on these higher tier cards, mostly because there's not an influx of new top tier guys. It's like a trickle of options, and Artist Gilmore helps that today, but there hasn't been a drop that has matched the glitch drop or even the out of position drop here in a while, but especially the glitch drop. This glitch drop was cracked. You know what I mean? We had the best dark matter card in the game, one of the best dark matter cards in the game, a great dark matter card, a great dark matter card, and a good dark matter card. Like a really, really strong drop. And since then, we've gotten honestly what I would consider one of the more mid out of position drops despite the size of the cards. Skyline's Dark Matters were okay, but not spectacular. And then Vibes, I'm not even sure besides Brad Miller, I'd even call them all that good. So that's kind of what's happening right now, I think, is we're just not seeing a drop in top tier cards. Now, lower tier cards should be extremely affordable. They just get cheaper and cheaper. And I think it becomes easier and easier to build just like a solid base level squad with some of these lower tier cards. Although I do kind of wonder how much Opal Wimby is going for. 623k with 26 minutes left with 4 legend badges. Still expensive. Doesn't look like his price has really changed much either. The honest truth is, yes, a lot of cards are probably dropping in price, but it's not cards that people are particularly like desiring at this point. I feel like the best, most desirable cards just aren't very affected by super packs anymore, and it's becoming more and more clear of that by the week. I mean, even a basically nearly base, I think not even nearly, just a base Kareem, 434k with 15 minutes left. That's like an increase in price if I'm not mistaken. And also, you look at Kareem, how many of these are base Kareems? 1, 2, because this one 15 minutes left was already posted before the super packs came out. So there looks like one right here and a second one right here of base Kareems that have been pulled. 2 base Kareems on the auction house that look like they might be from super packs. Like, just looking at these numbers, I just don't think that Dark Matters are dropping that much, but I also think this is indicative of people maybe not opening as many packs, which is a positive. I'm fully supporting that. Like, I'm not a big fan of spending money on packs. I don't think it's a very good idea. I would not personally recommend it by any means. But yeah, my honest thought, this isn't really a buyer's market. It's kind of a seller's market, to be honest, still, because like 2K announced today, or I guess PlayStation announced today, that 2K25 is going to be free on PlayStation Plus for the month of June, which here starts in just a couple days. The game is basically free to everybody on PlayStation, or pretty much everybody on PlayStation now. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens with Xbox Game Pass as well. And at this point, they're going to drop crazy stuff just to get money out of people. You know what I mean? So I would say right now might actually be kind of a hold your MT market instead of a buyer's market, unless there's a specific attainable card that you want to get. Like, for example, if you want to get Artist Gilmore today, he's a good buy. If you want to get a Dark Matter, Lou Aldang, or Andre Karolinko, or Rick Barry, or somebody like that, they might be a good buy. I still think Dikembe, despite his price, honestly isn't a terrible buy either, just because of how good he is. But these top tier cards are not dropping in price as much as I think they had been, and as much as people are expecting them to with these super packs on a week-to-week basis. The market crash that some other people might tell you is happening, it isn't really happening this week, at least with top tier cards, is what it seems like. So that is just the impression that I'm getting, and I could be wrong. As the day progresses, remember I'm recording this only a couple hours after super packs goes out, there will likely be a bit more supply as we get into the evening, and more people get home from work and open super packs and stuff like that. But with that being said, I personally would kind of just hold for the most part with your MT for today's content, besides Artist Gilmore probably. If he's a card you want to add to your lineup, today would be a good day to do that. Other than that, I'd probably be holding today, realistically, for the most part, and waiting to see what Friday's content looks like, because I wouldn't be surprised if it is a crazy drop. With that being said, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back on more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.